We have a special meeting here tonight, and it'll be for to fill the vacancy of the First Selectman for the town of Woodbridge. As we're going to have to start off the agenda is we're going to have nominations to fill the vacancy of the First Selectman.
I nominate Chris Sorensen.
I'll second that. Do we have any more nominations?
Sure. It's my great honor and pleasure to nominate my dear friend and fellow selectman, Ed Sheehy, for First Selectman.
Do we have a second on that?
Second.
We're going to open this up for discussion between members here if we'd like to, any discussion. Does anybody have any discussion they would like to say?
I do have some things I'd like to say. I know that Ed has served on the Board of Selectmen for about 27 years, and he's served very well. And I think Ed would make a great First Selectman. But I think that it's important to remember that if Ed is appointed First Selectman to take the place of a Republican, this is contrary to our town charter. The town charter states specifically that vacancies must be filled by people of the same party. And I feel very strongly the town charter has to be followed in this case. There are some people that will argue that state statute will supersede the town charter. But you have to ask yourself, why do we have a town charter? Our state statutes are 11 volumes long. Our town charter is 36 pages. Our town charter was designed to enhance our state statutes and make our town unique. What our town charter does is it is the unique law of Woodbridge. And it is a local, it allows us to have local control over our town. The town charter is the law that's voted on by Woodbridge residents. I think that this is very important that we adhere to our town charter. We've had 3 instances in the past where we've had selectmen who've resigned, and each time they've been filled by a member of the same party. I think that it's important for the continuity of our town to maintain that practice.
Any more discussion?
Sure. I've lived in town for 25 years, and it's been my honor to serve with some of the best leaders in this town. And that includes Russ Stoddard, Paul Russ, Nan Birdwhistle, Roger Harrison, and Amy, and hopefully now with Ed. I think there's no one better suited to step in at this point in a very important year for Woodbridge in terms of leadership. No one has Ed's depth of leadership experience. He knows every issue of this town backwards and forwards. And I regard my fellow selectmen very, very highly, and that includes everyone on this board. But in my opinion, there's no one better suited to be First Selectman than Ed. And I think the majority of the town will agree. And this is not a party issue. This is an issue of who's best to lead this town. We have many, many issues facing this town in the coming year. And I think Ed is best suited for that.
Anything else?
Yes, I would agree with Jim. I think that Ed's tenure on the Board of Selectmen really has prepared him uniquely to assume this position for the interim period of time. I do believe that this is not really a political issue at this point. This is really an issue of selecting the best person for the position, and I believe that Ed has both the leadership skills and the knowledge to be able to make this happen for the town of Woodbridge, and is the right person to appoint.
Any more discussion? Okay, we'll vote on the first person. That was Chris Sorensen. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nay? Okay. Ed Sheehy, all those in favor? All those nay? Nay. Ed Sheehy has now been appointed First Selectman with a 3-2 vote. We'll have a swearing in of the First Selectman by, I believe, Stephanie Charliglio. Is that correct?
Congratulations. Yep. Want to go by the flag? Right. Want to do it there? By the flag.
By the flag?
By the flag. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
You, Edward Maum Sheehy, solemnly swear that you will faithfully perform, according to the law and the best of your abilities, your duties as the First Selectman for the town of Woodbridge for the term for which you're appointed, so help you God.
I do.
I'll turn this seat over to you. First Selectman.
There you are, Mr. First Selectman.
Okay, you can close the meeting.
Yeah, I just have a few words to say tonight to my fellow selectmen and to all of the townspeople that are here. 30 days ago, I had no intention of doing what I'm doing here tonight, as most of you will attest to. I think it was on St. Patrick's Day, appropriately enough, that I learned that Amey had resigned. And since then, I've received a number of phone calls from both Democrats, Republicans, and independents encouraging me to undertake this job. And as a matter of fact, one person told me, you have 27 years of on-the-job training. It's about time you took the job. So I find this to be a unique opportunity for myself to give of myself to the town, which I've lived in here now for over 30 years. You know, there's been some discussion about the charter and the statute. Before I undertook to take this job, I contacted the Secretary of State. And the state statute prevails over our town charter. And unless the state statute is amended to defer to the town charter, it controls. And the vote we had tonight was taken pursuant to that statute, and that's where we are tonight with that. One of the things that when Amey resigned, which was, I think, is the first time in the history of our town that a first selectman has resigned. And so this is a unique opportunity for me to be of service to the community. I've had the opportunity to serve under 4 first selectmen: Russ Stoddard, Nan Birdwhistle, who ironically called me today from California, for encouraging me to do this job, and Roger Harrison, who was here tonight, and of course with Amey. And one of the things I've learned in working with those 4 first selectmen is that the ability of this town to govern is by consensus. And that's what I'm going to try to do in the remaining period of Amey's term, to build a consensus. To build a consensus on some of the issues that are facing our town. A new firehouse, which is being chaired by Joe Calistro and being assisted by Dwight Rowland. Our new Public Works Building Committee, which is being chaired by Chris Sorensen. So I hope in the days and weeks ahead that we can build a consensus to bring both of those issues to the townspeople for a vote in a referendum for their approval. Another thing that's occurred to me is I've had an opportunity to meet with the Amey over the past couple of weeks, and with Tony Genovese, our finance director, and also with Joe Hellauer and Joanne D'Angelo, our town attorney, and of course with Jerry Shaw, our so-called town historian. And they have filled me in on the doings and goings of the First Selectman's office, and they brought me up to speed. And they have assured me that there will be a smooth transition with me taking over as First Selectman. And I appreciate their efforts in that regard, Amey and all the others that I've mentioned. The other thing I want to mention tonight is we have a fine staff at our town hall. They work hard, they do their job, and I'm going to encourage them to continue to do that. And I also want to announce tonight there will be no changes at all in personnel at the town hall. All the names that I mentioned here tonight will stay in their position, and I look forward to working with them in the days and weeks ahead. And finally, I'd like to say is that I'll be in the office tomorrow morning at 8:30 to start this new venture, and I hope everyone else will be there at 8:30 tomorrow morning. And I look forward to working with the people at the town hall, with the various town boards and commissions, and with you, the public, to continue to give good and efficient government in the Woodbridge tradition. And finally, I'd just like to introduce some members of my family. An event like this brings about a family reunion. My wife, Ellie, of some 37 years. And my son, Patrick, and my son, John. And 2 of our other children are missing tonight. Michael, Michael is here. I didn't recognize you. All right. Our oldest son, Michael, is here. And, of course, our daughter, Mary Rose, is not here, but she was here yesterday. The Providence softball team played Yale, and unfortunately Yale beat them twice. But we had the whole Providence softball team at our house last night for dinner, and I thought that the Woodbridge Police might have shown up because we had this huge bus parked on Bunker Hill Road, but I see the chief is here tonight, so I'm probably in pretty good shape. I thank you very much for attending tonight, and I look forward to working with you in the days and weeks ahead. Thank you. And I guess I'd entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Here's your first official act, sir.
Second.
All right, good. Julian?
We have prepared a small reception, so I hope you'll all partake in it. I don't guarantee the coffee. I've never made it in this coffee cup.
Got a brand new suit, got a brand new tie, got a brand new twinkle in my eye. Do you know the